welcome to the lecture series on computer science. We are seeing a series of lectures in the subject problem solving and Python programming. In today's session, we will be seeing a topic on the Python keywords, typecasting and the data types used in Python. The contents of the session are: we will be seeing the keywords in Python, we will be seeing how to give commands in Python, we will see what an input function is, how to get the input from the user, we will see how to do typecasting, we will see what are the built-in functions available, we will see the data types available, as well we will see few data structures available in Python language. As far as the keywords used in Python, we have these many keywords. False is a keyword, await is a keyword, else, import, pass, none, break, except, in, raise, true, class, finally, is, return, and, continue, for, lambda, try, as, def, from, non-local, while, assert, del, global, not, with, async, elif, if, or, yield. Totally you have 35 keywords in Python. So, which means these words are said to be the reserved words. You are not supposed to use the keywords. So, keywords are said to be reserved words. And the other important point to be noted is Python is case sensitive, which means this false is different from this false, this true is different from this true, this false is not a keyword, this true is not a keyword, but capital F, small a, l, small s, small e is a keyword, capital T, small r, small u, small e is a keyword, wherein if you are going to write it in other means, it is not a keyword. So, keywords are said to be reserved words. You are not supposed to use it as a variable name. If you are going to use it as a variable name, it will throw an error. Now, let us see, we have defined about what variables are, we have seen how to declare a variable, we have seen the naming conventions of a variable. So, you might be knowing about what a variable, how it should be declared, and we have as well seen the keywords. So, now let us see a small code snippet. My dear viewers, what is a snippet? A snippet is a part of code. It is not a full-fledged code, it is a part of code. From a full-fledged code, you take only few lines of code, that is called as a code snippet. Now, my dear viewers, you let me know whether the below mentioned code is correct. You are asked to print the value given as 5. My val, it is nothing but what is this? It is a variable name. So, my val equal to 5. You print the given value as my val. What is the answer that you expect? Initially, you are given a task. When you open the IDLE, it will be like this. Your prompt will be like this. The value given us will be printed. Okay, the value given us is printed. You are giving it as my val. So, when you type like this, the value given here will be printed. So, when you type it as my val equal to 5, the 5 will be stored in my val. When you try to print the value given as my val, will you get the output? Will you get the output? No, this code is wrong. What is wrong in it? There are only 3 lines in the code, it is only small code snippet, then what went wrong in it? My dear viewers, as you are aware, this myval is different from this myval. Here you have used lower case, wherein here you have used uppercase. Here this val V is in small letters, this V is in capital letter. So this will throw an error. This code will throw an error. Now let us see the next code. You let me know what the output of this code is. First I am initializing the variable a with a number called 100. So this a in the memory, what will happen is it will store as a as 100. And now this a is being given as an integer. Now I am redeclaring this a as Gerard Baxter. So if I am going to give it as Gerard Baxter, what will happen? In the same place of a, this Gerard Baxter will get printed. So now if I am going to print a, what will be printed? It will print Gerard Baxter. And my dear viewers, why have I given it in quotes? It is because Gerard Baxter is a string. Whereas, why have I not given it in quotes? 100 is an integer, numeric. So the initial state, supposing if you had this print a before this Gerard Baxter, definitely 100 would have printed. But now this a, this memory, it got replaced with the word string called Gerard Baxter. So when I am going to print a, Gerard Baxter will get printed instead of 100. This is the specialty available only in this particular language, this Python language. Now let us see how to state comments in Python. When you are going to have a single line comment, a single line comment starts with a hash symbol. My dear viewers, note this is said to be a hash symbol, and it ends as the line ends. So example of a single line comment, hash, this is a single line comment. A multi-line comment starts and ends with triple single quotes, either like this, single quotes, triple single quotes, or triple double quotes, something like this. So this is how you do commenting in Python. Now again there is one other code snippet. You try to guess the output and let us see the commenting style involved in it. Here you have a word variable called a, it stores a value called 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. My God, it is a very big number, it is a huge number, it is an integer. But in other languages you have a data type called long, wherein here you have integer. Do you mean to say that there is no long in Python? Yes, in Python if it is less than 3.0 version, Python less than 3.0 version has a data type called long, which is determined by this number followed by L, capital L. Whereas a software which is installed with Python greater than 3.0, this numeric integer, there is no precision, there is no limitations. So the long data type is not used in the Python version greater than 3.0, and our episodes rely on Python 3.7 and greater. So we do not have this long. So this entire number will be considered as an integer. Now if I am going to print as a, what will happen? It will be printing 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. The overall long integer will be printing. Now if I am going to give it as print int of a, what is it going to happen? Again it will be printing the same output. So, both these lines will print the same output. So, my dear viewers, this is how you will be giving the multi-line comment as a single quotes, 3 single quotes. Integers have unlimited precision in Python. There is no long data type in Python 3 onwards. Hence, both the options will give the same answer as this answer. So, when you are completing your commenting, you are supposed to complete it with the 3 single quotes. So, this is how you need to give a multi-line comment. Now, let us see what is an input function. Input function is used to take keyboard input from the user. Whatever you type in, those typings will be taken as an input from the user. Okay, will it be taking it as an integer or as a string? That is a question. Any input obtained from the user is read and it gets converted into a string and it will return the string only. So, whatever you type in, even if it is of an integer, initially it will take it as a string. Anything and everything will be taken as a string. That is the speciality of this input function. So, now let us see a sample code with respect to an input function. So, here I am giving name is to be a variable name equal to input, enter your name. My dear viewers, again make a note of it. It is within quotes, which means this enter your name fully it will be taken as a string. So, enter your name, you close the quotes, close the braces. If it is of a single line command, if user enters, supposing we are going to type the name as Suresh. If I am going to give it in quotes, then, and if I am going to give it as print hi within quotes comma the name, because by default it has captured it as Suresh. So, it will print as hi Suresh, and then if I am going to give enter a number equal to, number is a variable over here, number equal to input, enter a number, result equal to number plus 2, print result. Will it print? It will encounter with an error. It will not print. Why? Because in the earlier slide itself we have said, when you use the input function, by default it will convert anything and everything into a string. So, a string cannot be added to a number, hence it results an error. Okay, if I want to add 2 numbers, how do I do it? I go in for typecasting. So, let us see how to go in for this typecasting. What is a typecasting? This typecasting is again an important interview point of a question. A typecasting is used to convert the input string to a desired data type. It is used to convert the input string number to an integer value. It can be done in the following way. When you give number equal to, enter a number, this is a string, you are entering some number, by default it is going to take it as a string. If you want to convert it into integer, this is how you do it. You create one other variable, this is variable 1 v1, this is variable 2 v2, num equal to int of number. So, because this number holds the string value. So, when you want to convert it, you convert like this, int within braces the variable name v1, that is number. So, int of number will give you the integer value. Now, this num is of integer data type, whereas number is of string data type. So, you calculate, you can add 2 integer values. So, result equal to num plus 2. When you print the result, you get the result as 4. My dear viewers, to follow certain coding standards, keep it in mind, give some space between the operator and the operand. Result space equal to space num space plus space 2. So, similarly in all the places give some spacing. Spacing makes the code readable, makes the code understandable. In the very near future you might leave the job and someone else will take over your position. When he is going to read the code, he should be in a position to understand what has been coded. So, for which if it is given in terms of spacings, he will be in a position to easily understand the code. So, this is what a typecasting speaks about. Now, let us see about the built-in functions with the help of this typecasting event. So, you have the first variable called int a. I am not declaring it, I am not giving the data type as int, it is just a variable name int a. Int a equal to 5, I am trying to print it, type of int a. If you want to know what type of value this particular identifier, this variable is said to be an identifier, this particular identifier holds. So, I am giving it as type bracket int a. str underscore b, it is one other variable equal to, I am giving it in terms of string. If I am going to give it in terms of string, it should be in terms of quotes. So, within quotes I am typing it as producer Ravi. So, if I am going to close the quotes as producer Ravi, and if I am going to print type of strb and type strb, then it will say what this producer Ravi is about, what this identifier holds, whether it holds a string or an integer. So, then float of c equal to some number 541.32, which determines, float determines the decimal value. Decimal value is stated with the help of float. So, you print type of float c, type strc. So, when you press and enter, you get the output as type of int a, you will be getting it as, it belongs to a class integer class. So, you will get the output like this, class int. Type of strb, this producer Ravi is of the string class. So, you get the answer as class str. Type of float c, it is of decimal value. So, you get it as class float. So, this is how the type function works. It is a built-in function. Now, let us see the data types available in Python. We have the Python data types are broadly classified into 3 types. One is numbers, which has integer, long, float and complex. The complex, the integers are nothing but the integer values. Long is not used in version greater than 3.0 and float stores decimal values. Complex is used to store the real and imaginary numbers. Hope you would have studied in your 12th standard in your schoolings about the complex numbers. For example, 5 plus 6j, this is a real number, whereas this 6 is said to be an imaginary number. And the next data type is said to be string. The third data type is said to be boolean, true or false. Now, let us see the representation of the complex numbers. As I said, 5 plus 6j as an example. Here is one other example, complex equal to 3 plus 4.7j. So, which means 3 is an integer, 4.7 is a float, and this is said to be a real number, 4.7 is said to be an it is an imaginary number. So, I am going to add this number and place it in the ans variable. So, I am giving it as ans equal to complex dot imag IMAG denotes imaginary. So, it takes this 4.7. So, complex, where have I taken this complex? This complex is the same complex. So, it is a variable. This variable dot IMAG denotes it takes this number alone without the j. So, this number alone is taken plus 5. If I am going to print it as complex dot real, what answer will I get? As I said, this is a real number. So, I get the answer as 3. And if I am going to print the answer as ANS equal to ANS, what is the answer? 4.7 is added with 5. What is 4.7 plus 5? It is 9.7 will be printed. So, this is how the complex numbers are represented. Now, let us see about the Python strings. The strings in Python are identified as a contiguous set of characters represented in the quotation marks. Python allows for either pairs of single or double quotes. Subsets of strings can be taken using the slicing operator. It will be something like this, it will be enclosed within square braces, and it will be enclosed within square braces with a colon embedded in it, with indexes starting at 0th position. The 0 is not the value, it is the position in the beginning of the string. Now, let us see few Python string examples. The first example is about, I am having a string str is a variable name equal to, if I am going to give it within quotes, it is a string. As I said, it can be double quotes or it can be single quotes. So, I am giving it as hello world. I am trying to print it, print str, it prints hello world. Now, I print it as print str of 0. What will it print? I said from the earlier slide, it starts from position 0. This is in position 0, this is position 1, this is position 2. So, it starts from position 0. I am going to give it as print str of 0, only h will get printed. If I am going to give print str 2:5, it prints from the second position. What is the second position? My dear viewers, it is not E, it is L is the second position. Why? Because the position starts from 0. So, the second position is L. So, it starts from L and it ends in the 5th position. The 5th position is 5. So, it ends like that. And then, if I am going to give it like this, print str 2:, what? It starts from the second position and it ends at the last. It goes till the end of the string. Then, if you are going to give it as print str star 2 into 2, which means the hello world is my string, it will get printed twice, something like this. Print str plus test, this plus acts as a concatenation operator. Concatenation operator, which means it is used to join. It is used to join. So, you will get the answer as hello world test. So, these are the examples for the string, Python strings. Now, let us see the few data structures used in Python. The data structure is a particular way of organizing the data in a computer so that it can be used efficiently and effectively. It provides methods to retrieve and manipulate the data. Built-in data structures available in Python are list, tuple, set and dictionary. My dear viewers, it is a very important question as far as the examination point of view is concerned. What are the different built-in data structures available in Python? It has the list, tuples, set and the dictionary. Now, let us see what a list is. A list contains items that are separated by commas and are enclosed within the square braces, within the square brackets, or the brackets are also called as braces within the square braces. So, the square braces is represented something like this. The example of a list are list equal to, within quotes I am giving it as ABCD and comma 786 comma 2.23 comma within quotes I am giving it as John comma 70.2, which means this acts as a string ABCD, 786 acts as an integer, 2.23 acts as a float, John again acts as a string, 70.2 again acts as a float. Now, if I am going to print as print list, what will happen? All ABCD, 786, 2.23, John, 70.2, everything will get printed. So, this is what list is. Now, let us see about tuples. A tuple is another sequence of data type that is similar to that of list. A tuple consists of a number of values separated by commas. Unlike list, tuples are enclosed within parentheses. Tuples are considered to be a read only list, and in the list you have seen it as square braces, whereas in the case of tuple it is of the curly braces. We will see more about lists and tuples in the forthcoming sessions when we work with more and more Python codes. Then about the dictionary. A Python dictionaries are kind of hash table type and it consists of key value pairs. The dictionaries are enclosed with curly braces, or it is also called as flaw braces, flaw bracket. Curly braces are also called as the flaw bracket, and the values can be assigned and accessed using square braces. The example of a dictionary are dict equal to flaw braces, curly braces, dict of 1 equal to this is 1, dict of 2 equal to this is 2, tiny dict is something like this. So, if I am going to print as print dict of 1, this is 1 will be printed. Similarly, if I am going to print dict of 2, this is 2 will be printed. So, this is what a dictionary is. We will see more about this dictionary, tuples, lists in when we work with the real time Python codes. Now, let us summarize this session. We have seen the different Python keywords available, and we saw how to give commands in Python. The single line command is being given with a hash symbol. The multi-line command is being given with a 3 quotes and it should be ended with the 3 single quotes, or it should start with 3 double quotes and end with 3 double quotes. And we saw about how to get input from the user, how to use the input function effectively. By default, the input function will store the string data type, will store anything with respect to string, and then we saw about typecasting, we saw about the built-in functions, we as well saw the different data types, we as well saw the different data structures that are available with respect to a Python language. Thank you.